The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of PLAAY Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And welcome back to the channel, everybody, as we get set for another day in this project and yet another time frame in this 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens Gauntlet Challenge. And wouldn't you know, these Anaheim Ducks from 2016-17 have stepped up to the plate, or excuse me, have stepped up to face off against the 1976-77 Montreal Canadiens. Let's hope things are better in competing hope things will be better as a competition-wise for this time frame. So without any further ado, your adjustments are on screen with the Anaheim Ducks, the 2016-17 Anaheim Ducks as the visitors for Game 1 of this time frame. And the adjustments have been issued a +1 shot save star to John Gibson. So he remains a 4-play save. He will now be a 4-shot save, and he will remain a 2 and a 3 with a dot spec save rating. With that said, your starting goaltender for the Habs will be Michel Larocque, who, as usual, will be 4 to a 5 with a dot, a decided eye dot for the play save, a 2-shot save, and a 3 spec save rating. With that being said, Ducks are ready, Habs are ready. Let's drop the puck, and let's get to it with this next time frame. Start the clock. We're going to start things off with a quality check, this time between players 1 and 4. That's Gainey and Josh Manson for skill. Bob Gainey is going to win that easily, as he does have skill, as he moves in on John Gibson, who needs to make a 1, 2, 3, or a 4 to make the save. He does so. As both guys will rotate. As Sammy Vatanen will be your left defenseman in the 4th spot. And we move on to the next segment. A home scoring chance of a 32. It says choice player rolls for rebound goal using shot stars +2. So choice player for the home team rolls for a rebound goal using shot stars +2. So I think we're going to give that chance to Jacques Lemar. He needs to make a 3 or a 4 with a dot to have the puck go into the net. He does so, and the Habs are on the board. It's 1-0, courtesy of Jacques Lemar's rebound goal. And we are going to give out 2 assists on the play. Robinson and Guy Lapointe will be your assist takers for the Jacques Lemar goal, or excuse me, the Jacques Lemar ice-breaking goal to begin this first game of the time frame. We got a quality check, this time between players 1 and 3. That's Kessler and Wilson for power. It looks like Ryan Kessler is going to win that one, as he does have power. So he's going to be moving in on Michel Larocque, who needs to make a 4 or a 5 with a dot to make the stop. He does so. Michel Larocque says, nuh-uh, we're keeping this thing right where it's at, with a score of 1-0 as we move on to the next segment here in this one. A quality chance, this time between players 3 and 2. That's Jarvis and Corey Perry for hits. Neither player has hit, and we move on to the next segment of the game. Visitor scoring chance of a 21. Home goalie must make shot saves, so a 1 or a 2 will do so as Michel Larocque needs to make in order to keep the Ducks from tying the score. He cannot get it. It's a goal, and we're going to see who scored the goal. 9. Second best shot rating. So the best is Ricard Raquel. The second best is going to be Jakob Silverberg. So he's going to score the goal. And 2 assists will be given out on the play. So it will be. We'll go with. We'll go with Raquel and Sammy Vatanen as your assist takers on the Jakob Silverberg game-tying goal here in this one. We continue on here with a 61, a quality check between anybody on the Habs and Nick Ritchie for speed. So they could either tie or they could go for it. So we tie, and they go for it. So we'll give it to Steve Shutt as he has speed. And he moves in on John Gibson, who needs to make a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he does so to keep this game knotted up at 1 apiece. And Nick Ritchie says, "Thank you for bailing me out, Mr. Gibson." And that'll do it for the first period as we are tied after 20 minutes of play with the score knotted up at 1 apiece. We start the second period with a penalty check between players 5 and 3. That's Nyrop and Antoine Vermette. It looks like both guys had the same penalty rating of 0.5. So no penalty is called. The ref says play on, but if he says if I catch either of you doing it, doing what you guys just did, you're going to the box. Another penalty check, this time between anybody on the Habs and player 4. That is Josh Manson. They could tie or go on the power play. They tie. And they're going to go on the power play. So it looks like we're going to give it to. How about Pete Mahovlich? We will go with Pete Mahovlich. So Josh Manson is going to head off to the box or head off to the sin bin as the Habs go on the power play, as Mahovlich moves in on Gibson, hopefully to make the play save, which he will. John Gibson, what a play to keep this game knotted up at 1 apiece. And we move on to the next segment. Home scoring chance of a 16. Visitor goalie must make a shot save. So John Gibson needs to make a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in order to keep this game tied up. He does so. John Gibson keeps the game right where it's at 1 apiece. And we move on to the next segment. Oh, and we got triple threes. So normally this would be a penalty check between player 3s, but since we rolled triples, it is a critical face-off. So it's going to check the Check each team's best face-off rating. The team with the better face-off rating wins a critical face-off against an immediate 6-star shot against the opposing goalie's spec save rating. If there is a tie between for the best face-off rating, automatically the home team will win. So it looks like Ryan Getzlaf and Jacques Lemar are your centers out there. It looks like Jacques Lemar is going to win that one. He's going to win the critical face-off as he moves in on John Gibson to hopefully put the Habs in front. He needs to make a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Habs climb back into the lead courtesy of Jacques Lemar as he puts the puck behind John Gibson and into the net for a 2-1 lead. Let's see how many assists we're going to give out on the play. So 2, it looks like Robinson, and we'll go with, we'll say Robinson and Mario Tremblay are your assist takers on the Jacques Lemar go-ahead goal for now. For now in this one. We got a quality check, so anytime we roll double sixes, we will refer to this red number 3, and we'll re-roll that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a re-roll. So of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to be looking at 6 is a re-roll. So we're going to be looking at Bob Gainey, who needs to look for a guy that has almost every quality. The guy that's closest is Ryan Getzlaf. Getzlaf needs to be rotated because he was used. So right now, Ryan Kessler would be the guy to challenge him as we're looking for skill. Both guys have skill. And we move on to the next segment in this one. I should say that would end the second period here in this one as the Montreal Canadiens take a 2-1 lead here in this one against the 2016-17 Anaheim Ducks. We go to the third. It's the Habs 2 and the Ducks 1. We got a penalty check between players 5 and 4. That's Nyrop and Vatanen. Both guys have the same penalty rating. So both guys go to the box, and the referee says, I'm sick and tired of this. If you guys do that again, you're going to the box. I say play on, but if you do it again, you're going to the sin bin. We move on to the next segment with a quality check between players 4 and 5. That's Savard and Bieksa for power. Both guys have power, and we rotate both guys here in this one. Quality check, this time between players 5 and 1. That's Robinson and Cogliano for skill. Both guys have skill, and we move on to the next segment of this one. Penalty check between players 2 and 1. That's Cournoyer and Ricard Raquel. Both guys have the same penalty rating of 0. And ref says play on, but if I catch you doing that again, you guys are going to the penalty box. So it's going to be a chippy time frame series here as we head to the empty net mini chart since the game ends on a 1-goal game. If the game ends with a 1-goal margin, we're going to roll this number right here on the empty net mini chart. So keep your eyes on this number here to see if the game will extend or if the game is over. 9. The game is over. Stop the clock. Holy cow. So what a close game that was. Better competing game than the first game the last time out. But the Ducks really are no joke. They're really, the 2016-17 Ducks are no joke. So The Habs are going to take a 1-0 time frame lead in this one by a final score of 2-1. Stay tuned for the Bitty Beer Game 1 game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. If you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please drink responsibly. It has big taste, bitty price, Bitty Beer. And stay tuned for Game 2 coming up right after this.